Hello, I'm Pastor Philip Martin from Epiphany Lutheran Church in Richmond, Virginia. Pastor Joseph Bolick, Pastor Sarah Lang, and music director Kevin Barger and I would like to invite you to join us at 7 o'clock on Wednesday evenings this Lent for worship and connection time. Our theme this year is Hope for Each Tomorrow, God's Healing Ways. We will premiere brief worship videos at 7 p.m. each Wednesday on YouTube and Facebook. The videos will be available for viewing at any time after 7 p.m. as well. Together, we will be hearing and unpacking 5 different stories from the New Testament that include Jesus in the act of healing someone. Whether we're talking about the COVID pandemic, the racial and social upheavals of last summer, political tensions, or mental health issues, I think we would agree the past year has made us all very aware of the brokenness and fragility of human life and community. Yet we know and give thanks that God is a healer, constantly working to bind up the wounded, lift up the downtrodden, and make all things new. Upon closer look, the healing stories of Jesus reveal far more than just physical healing. There are many ways that God works to make us whole. We will hear about healing through the forgiveness of sins and restoring people to healthy social status. We will unpack the ways that Jesus addresses issues of oppression and injustice through his healing. Of course, all of God's healing ways culminate in the suffering of Jesus on the cross, where he gives his life for the salvation of the whole world. We are hoping that by worshiping together online, we will feel God healing us from the isolation many of us have been experiencing. We will be sending out an email each week containing a link to that Wednesday's worship service. The email will also include a recipe of a soup that you can make in your kitchen, similar to the soups that we would typically be enjoying together around a table at church before worship starts. Lastly, we will include a question for conversation that will accompany that week's scripture text and sermon. You will be encouraged to ponder that question on your own and share your response with your fellow worshipers if you desire. The worship itself will use music from Behold Our Light, the liturgical setting that we have been using for the past several years on Wednesdays in Lent, and has now become one of our favorites. We would love to be gathering together in person this year, but of course, the inability to eat as a group beforehand and sing with one another during worship makes an online worship service our better option this year. I hope that you will join us on Wednesdays over the next 5 weeks as we explore God's healing ways, one of our surest hopes for each tomorrow. It is through God's healing that we have made it this far, and God's healing will lead us to the end. Blessings on your Lent.